there, I'm Andrea Garvey and welcome to the Creative Spark. Every week, I'm going to share a simple 10-minute practice to help you return to your sketchbook or your art journal and make space for creativity in your everyday life. I hope you enjoy them, and I'll see you in the studio. I am really excited to walk you through one of my favorite types of sketchbooks. So these are Stillman and Birn. I also use, I can't even believe I finished these. I also use moleskin, but they're the exact same size and I love them both. It's not like I want one or the other, but I really do like these two brands and they're just amazing to take with you. So they're the same size and they're called pocket size. So there's tons of brands out there too. You don't have to get either of these two. But what I love about them is you can take them with you anywhere. There's no excuse. They'll fit in your purse, in your bag, in your crossover, in your backpack. They'll totally fit. If all you had was this, that's all you need to travel with. I usually take some watercolors too. But anyway, my point is they're small, they're easy to play with, and I just love them. So I thought I would flip through one of my most recent ones. And the company that I love is Stillman Birn. Now moleskin is usually a cold press paper and they're called watercolor albums. So these are the types I use for moleskin. But today I'm gonna go through one of these. But you see how they're different colors? Because it's different types of paper. And on the back, it will tell you. So the blue ones are Beta series. The gray ones are Epsilon series. The navy ones are Zeta series. And the difference between a Zeta and a Beta, because one's navy and one's blue, is the Beta has cold press. So there's a texture to it. So that's a cold press paper. And the Zeta is smooth. So it kind of depends what you like. I really hope you like this little video of the sketchbook tour. If you would like to see more, just let me know in the comments because I have so many of these sketchbooks that I could walk you through. But I think the main thing I want you to take away from today is that you're creating your own memories when you have a little sketchbook. So every time you do a little sketch, and you leave it in your book and you go back like we're gonna do today and we're gonna look at my sketches, you're gonna remember all of those amazing moments you had on your trip, at home, in your house, wherever, in your garden. And it's a place for you to store up these incredible times and to look back on. And that's even besides all of the other things like building your confidence as a sketcher, becoming a better artist because you have a great practice, just the mindful practice of sketching. It's just really fun to fill up these sketchbooks and look at them later. And I hope you really like this video tour and let me know if you want to see more and we'll get started. This is a Stillman Birn Beta series. So Beta is going to feel a little bit more like a cold press than Zeta series, which is going to feel more like a hot press. So this one does have a little texture. It is a pocket-sized sketchbook. It is 3.5 by 5.5, and sketchbooks that are called pocket size usually around this size. So there's all different types of brands, and I love carrying a pocket size sketchbook. Wherever I go, whenever I travel, I always grab one of these books and usually fill them up on a trip. And then sometimes I just have them around the house. Like this one, it was started last fall, but I just was working on it the other day. So I'm gonna flip through this and give you a little overview of what I did, and maybe it will encourage you to do that one little sketch on a trip or take your little sketchbook even on a staycation and just know how easy it is to like keep one of these in your purse or your backpack and a pen, and you are good to go at any time. All right, so this one was going across the East Coast to the East Coast from California and going over the Sierras. So this was out the window. I thought that was kind of cute. These are just called I called them airport doodles. So I was just doodling, taking one of these little books and a micron pen. Let me tell you, the time will go by so fast when you're either on the plane or waiting to get on the plane. I grew up in Buffalo, so I was back visiting my mom. The Bills win 40-9. So we were having pizza and chicken wings, my favorite, watching a Bills game. I was also working on a class called Gather and Glow at the time, and so I was doing a lot of things with the leaves and the foliage that was turning beautiful colors in New York at the time. And so these are just a couple little sketches of the leaves that I was finding on my walk. Okay, this one is Mom's Card Table, October. So when I go to my mom's house, sometimes I work and I don't really have a desk or anywhere to sit, and I don't want to take over her dining room table. So I will take her card table out and then just leave everything, my art supplies. Here are some of the leaves that I was collecting. Like, look how big some of these are. My teacup. I had all my sketchbooks out. So I was just sketching what I was using. So I really like this sketch. This was just on a morning walk. There was a lot of trees. Some of the leaves were already off. So it was just some of the silhouettes of the trees. And I took her to the ear doctor, and I had tea stain on here. So you get a little bit of everything. These were some paints that I brought with me to my mom's. They were beautiful. It's by a company called Wildthorne. They're one of my favorite makers of handmade paints. They're absolutely beautiful and gorgeous. So this was the palette that I had with me at the time. And now I've gone from Buffalo to back to California. As soon as I came back, I went to Santa Barbara where my son goes to college, and we stayed at an Airbnb, and we were right on one of the busy, not busy, but right on one of the main streets off of State Street. So it was a lot of great people watching. So I would sit on the porch, drink my tea. We stayed there for 5 days and I loved it. So pretty in Santa Barbara. This was a really pretty tree that I saw on my walk. And I love actually how this page is very simple. It's a composition. I was thinking about how this tree kind of came around the side of this building. This straight line is the building. And I just loved how simple it is, really. And so I just left everything. I didn't add too much to it. Okay, what do we have here? This was just a little video I think I did actually on YouTube. I think it's on here where I just did a little bit of my morning routine, which includes a sketch every morning. Then this was, actually it's upside down. This was a logo. So I had this sketchbook in my bag, and we took one of my boys to dinner, and this was a logo from the restaurant that I even did upside down, and I never finished this page. Okay, the next 2 pages were just some ideas that I was just playing around with in my sketchbook club, just doing some monotone colors of wash from Joshua Tree, actually. That's what that's from. And then I think I was just demoing different types of paint and what happens when I was adding water to it. So this is kind of like a, what the heck happened to this page? I have no idea. So I could either go back in, like this is another thing to do when you have your 10 minutes, flip through some of your sketchbooks, and maybe this will spark an idea of wanting to do something on this side of the page, so think about that when you're flipping through your own sketchbooks or art journals. If you see blank pages, maybe fill them in. This is in Carmel. This just recently, a few months ago. And this is by my house. This is Cement Ship, and it's a very popular ship that what it is a cement ship that has sunk, and it's a very popular landmark by where I live, so it's always fun to sketch it. And then I love sweet peas. So sweet peas are one of my favorite flowers to sketch, and I was growing them. I think they just finished now. They came really late this year, and then they came in full, and I was so happy. So I would sketch them a lot. So here's a contour drawing of a contour sketch of my sweet pea bouquet. And then here's one where it's a little bit longer of a study, and they're just together. One's one day and one's the next. I love doing that side by side kind of sketching idea. And then I had an iris. Okay, I have 10 irises planted, and only one bloomed this year, and this was it. And it was the most stunning flower, and I loved it, loved it, loved it. So I thought I would have more, but I only have the one, first and only iris of the year. contour, regular. And then I love playing around with the way watercolors can just like mess around and get, you know, bloom into each other and all the colors connect. And these were just the colors of the one iris. I didn't have two, but I decided to make two on the page. So this is another set of watercolors that I love, and it's by a company called, it's Mashas, and you can find her watercolors on Etsy. And these are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so this was a traveling set. And then I'm going to link to Wildthorne, and I will link to this company as well in the description because both watercolors are so beautiful. And then I just decided to write too. Like I like writing with my little brush. More sweet peas. And this one's really interesting because I had a brown micron pen. I didn't even know it was brown. And so at first I was like, oh, darn it, it's brown. Like, how did that even get into my box of markers? And then I actually really like it. It's like a sepia. It's just a really interesting looking sketch. So anyway, maybe I'll fall in love with my brown markers. Who knows? So then this was another iris sketch with Tombow markers. And yeah, this one here too. This was a rose, I think, but I love how water and Tombow bleed and dry together. The drying is the coolest part, so try that. It's like took like a couple minutes. More sweet peas, and then I did a little mandala, which I'll do from time to time. I was at Capitola Pleasure Point waiting for my husband to meet me to go to this Pleasure Point fair, like an artisan fair. There's a little dog, there was a little bicycle, and then I came home and had a cup of tea. So these last couple pages are like that, where I just put in like these little tiny things that are happening during the day. So this was flowers from my friend Karen and her little card. And then I've been watching my birds outside. So my little bird bath, bird house, a couple little outdoor plants on my back porch. I just thought it was a great little thing to do. If you only have a few minutes, then you can add on, like maybe you do it for a week, and each day you just add a little thing to your one page. This was me looking outside my window, outside my kitchen window. And this is a little shell kind of ceramic vase that is filled with sea glass, and then this little rock that I found that said love on it. Little teacup sketches and some dahlias. So, and that's it on this guy. I have filled so many of these little sketchbooks. I can't tell you enough how I think if you, or especially if you're beginning to sketch and you're thinking about sketching, always have a one in your bag, because easier to do sketching when you're starting little and small, like small little sketches, because some of these sketchbooks can be really big and then they're overwhelming and then it's intimidating and then we don't finish and then you feel bad. And so these guys are like, you can fill them in pretty quickly and it's great to have around. So I will link to free sketchbook class that I have on my site, and I will also link to these supplies. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.